Good morning, children. This is our third session for the topic Mahavira and Buddha. Today we are going to complete the chapter. In this lesson, we will learn about the teachings of Buddha. Okay? Let us now learn the teachings of Buddha. Buddha founded a new religion called Buddhism. Those who follow the teachings of Buddha are known as Buddhists. The teachings of Buddhism were simple. Buddha believed in the middle path. This means that one should neither follow too strict a disciplined way of life nor a life of luxury and ease. He taught people to lead a simple life. He told people not to desire worldly things as this is the main cause of suffering. So see, as I told you, Gautama Buddha founded a new religion called Buddhism. And the people who followed his teachings or who followed Buddhism are known as Buddhists. His teachings were very simple. He told people to follow the middle path. Path means way, okay? So it means middle way, in between extreme asceticism and indulgence. He told people neither to follow a very strict and disciplined way of life nor a life of luxury. He taught people to lead a very simple life because he believed that the main cause of our suffering, the main reason of our suffering is our desire and attachment. The more we desire the worldly thing, the materialistic things, the more we suffer. So we should try to free ourselves with these materialistic things and lead a very simple life. So Buddha told his followers to free themselves from all the materialistic things and lead a very simple life. Alright. Buddha taught people not to harm or kill any living being, human or animal. People should not fight as it only brought grief and sorrow. He wanted people to follow ahimsa or non-violence and be truthful and honest. Buddha believed that all people were equal. He did not believe in the caste system. Both Gautama Buddha and Vardhamana Mahavira's thinking were more or less same. The teachings were same. Both followed the path of ahimsa. They both taught people not to harm or kill any living being, either be it human being or animals or any insect, any living creature. He also told people not to fight as fighting will only bring sorrow and grief. Nobody will be happy. And Buddha also did not believe in the caste system. According to him, all people were equal. Nobody is superior. You can see in the picture on the right side, Gautama Buddha sitting and meditating. Okay. Buddha taught his followers the eightfold path. That is, right belief, right speech, right thought, right action, right livelihood, the right effort, right resolve, and right meditation. Okay, now say Buddha taught his followers the eightfold path. The eightfold path is the 8 ways of behaving, and each way has to be followed because they depend on each other. They relate to wisdom, morality, and meditation. Now let's learn about each of these paths, okay? So the first is right belief. It means right trust. We should have the right trust. It's not that if someone tells us something, we believe in it. We should have the proper knowledge and understanding. Okay. Next is right speech. It means whatever we say, we should mean it. We should tell the truth and avoid lies or gossips. Next we have is right thought. It means we should have the right thought, no negativity. We should be always positive in our thoughts. Next is right action. Our action should not harm any living things. Right livelihood. It means avoiding jobs that harm other living beings. Okay. Next is right effort. It means we should make an effort to overcome selfishness, desire, and attachment. Next we have is right resolve, or we can say right intention, is giving up of home and adopting the life of a religious mendicants in order to follow the path. And the last one we have is right meditation. It means it refers to right concentration. So these were the 8 ways of behaving that Buddha taught to his followers, also called the Eightfold Path. Okay? Buddha preached in Pali, a language which was easily understood by the common people. Buddha's teachings were not confined to India alone. People began to respect his teachings. Many of his disciples gave up their homes and became ascetics like him. Some traveled with him from place to place, spreading the ideas of Buddhism. They were called monks and stayed in monasteries known as viharas. The viharas also became centers of Buddhist education and learning. Buddha preached in Pali language. Pali was the common language of the people there. Like Mahavira, he preached in Prakrit language because it was the language which was easily understood by the common people. Similarly, Buddha also preached in Pali because Pali was the language that was easily understood by the common people there. Okay? And his teachings were not confined to India alone. People from outside India also liked his teachings and respected his teachings very much. Many of his followers, his disciples means students, okay, they left their homes and became an ascetics like him. They were so inspired that they gave up their luxurious life and helped Buddha in spreading Buddhism. Some of his disciples also traveled to different places spreading the ideas, the teachings of Buddha and Buddhism. Those disciples, those followers were called monks. I told you in the beginning of the chapter, and I've shown you the pictures also, isn't it? The monks stayed in monasteries. These are the monasteries. Look at the picture here. The monks, they stay here. They stay here and they learn here. They learn the teachings of Buddha here. The monasteries are known as viharas. Here you can see in the picture below. This is a 3-storied vihara in Ellora. So the monks, they stay in vihara and impart education, Buddhist education and learning. Okay. Buddhist viharas and monuments are found in many places. Stupas were built over the sacred remains of relics, nails, hair or teeth of Buddha. The most famous stupas are at Sanchi and Amravati. Many pagodas, mountains and bodhi trees are also associated with Buddha. So the Buddhist virahas, monasteries and monuments are found in many places because his teachings were not only confined in one place. People from different places, they got so inspired, they got very inspired by his teachings, and so we get to see such viharas and monuments in many places. Many stupas were built over the sacred remains or relics of Buddha. Stupas are Buddhist temples with dome-shaped structure. Here you can see in the picture, this is Shachi Stupa. You can see it's semicircular at the top. This is a dome-shaped figure. So, stupas are Buddhist temple with dome shaped structure. Okay, these stupas are built over the sacred remains or relics. Relics is a part of the body or clothing of a holy person kept after his death. So Buddha's nail, hair, or teeth are kept or buried here, and over it stupas are built. Okay, the most famous stupa are at Sanchi and Amravati, and many pagodas. You know what are pagodas? It is religious building which are in the form of a tall tower with many levels. Here you see it's like this. These are pagodas. Okay. So such pagodas, mountains and bodhi trees are also associated with Buddha. Some monks traveled to China, Japan, Myanmar, Tibet, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and Thailand to spread Buddhism. Buddha died in 483 BCE in Kushinagar at the age of 80. By this time, Buddhism had been embraced by thousands of people. So, see, Buddhism did not spread only in India but in other places like China, Japan, Myanmar, Tibet, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and Thailand also. And who helped to spread? Some monks, they traveled to these places and spread Buddhism. People out there also liked his teaching, respected his teaching. Buddha died in 483 BCE in Kushinagar at the age of 80. And by this time, by the time of his death, Buddhism had spread to most of the places on the earth. So we can see that there were many similarities between Mahavira and Buddha. Both of them did not believe in the caste system. They taught ahimsa, meditation. They both were compassion to living beings. They taught people not to harm any living creatures, isn't it? They both spoke in the common language. Mahavira spoke in Prakrit and Gautama Buddha preached in Pali language. And they both were born to royal families, living an early life of material comfort, isn't it? They both were Kshatriya princes, and they both renounced worldly possessions and left their families and kingdoms to pursue spiritual enlightenment as ascetics, isn't it? So this is all about Gautama Buddha and Vardhamana Mahavira. I hope you all will keep this in mind and follow whatever has been taught. Follow. Next, we'll have to do the exercises. That we'll do it tomorrow. Okay. You all please read the chapter thoroughly. If you don't understand, read it twice, thrice. Watch the video again and again. You can contact me to clear your doubts. Okay. All right. Keep learning. Stay safe. Thank you for watching.